Hey everybody, welcome once again to our Low on Health Rambling. Today is July 14th, 2013. I, of course, haven't done one of these videos in a super mega long time. You've probably seen a couple videos I've put up of the ramblings of like on location stuff of like the different parties. We had your birthday party up recently where you turned
30.
30, which is now my age, so she's the same age as I am for the next couple of weeks until I turn 31 in August, of course.
You're still 12,
Yeah.
10 months older than me.
But we finally are back at my place. We were over in Haines City for like 4 weeks in a row, mainly because of conventions and 4th of Julys and holidays and whatnot. Rufus, who I was actually trying to get over here to be in this, he was actually stayed a couple of weeks over at your place and whatnot because you have the dogs and cats and your parents let the Rufus stay over and you guys had fun with him over there. And then I brought it back over here to Clearwater, which is essentially a big hot box because what I currently live in is very not much cool or insulating or anything. So I usually have like 3 or 4 fans and ACs running, in which case I have to turn them all off to do the video so you don't hear the hum, which you probably still hear from one of the fans that we have to keep on to make sure that we don't die. Anywho.
It's for the TV. It's not for us. He's lying.
Anywho. So, the big thing about this weekend, this particular weekend, was it was actually our 1-year anniversary. Yay! It was this time last year that we went to Anime Day and met up, which is actually, this is the Anime Day t-shirt, which is the one-day Anime Con that was up in Orlando, and that was our first meeting. We had talked online here and there. We actually played Portal 2, the co-op a little bit, but that was our first time meeting each other. So that's kind of our unofficial or our official.
That is. You gave me dates to choose.
We decided to. Yeah, it's a long story. Anywho, anniversary weekend. And what have we done this weekend? Pacific Rim came out this weekend, which, as most of you probably know, it's basically a big. How would you best describe it?
Godzilla meets Gundam.
Yes.
In live action.
Yes, or a live action anime movie or
live action anime movie.
Big robot mecha.
Yeah.
We actually met up with a bunch of old Animation people. We all got together and went to go see it. Phil, Mike, Jeff's kid, John was there. It was a nice little get together. We went to Mongolian Barbecue, which I love immensely because they have the brownie. What is it called? The Big Brownie?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's basically like a brownie in like a goblet, and it's just it's a brownie sundae.
Yeah, in a huge goblet. We're not exaggerating. It's like this.
It's lovely
really
and
delicious.
it's delicious.
It's lovely. It's a good word for it.
But I just enjoy it, so we did that. Then actually today we went to go see Equestria Girls, which of course is the My Little Pony movie.
Yes.
Which has had a very super limited release. So much so that there's more theaters on my side of the state showing it than your side.
Which makes no sense to me.
So we were trying to organize with her friends going to see it, but it hasn't worked out. And today was actually the last day to go see it.
The very last
I believe
day
so. Yes, the 14th.
Really?
Yeah, it's been like 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's actually been out.
Really?
Yeah. So we actually went up, saw it. And I'm gonna have to say, actually, out of the 2 movies, I like the My Little Pony one more.
I knew you were gonna say that as soon as the movie ended. I was like, I lived over here. I'm like, so what did you think? It was better than Pacific Rim. I'm like, I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, just me personally, I found the My Little Pony movie to be more entertaining. The Pacific Rim movie, for me, I was hoping for something, I don't know, more high-end concept. But as everybody keeps telling me,
it was an homage to like all the anime tropes. So guess what you get?
Yeah.
Hitting each one of the tropes. Nothing new. You wanted something refreshing, and that's not what a homage is.
No, and
my main complaint is that they needed more ordnance. The Jaegers needed more ordnance.
Yeah, I mean,
they needed more guns and weapons.
Mike actually thought a little bit less of it than I did because we both kind of weigh heavily on the narrative of a movie. So I didn't really find the narrative that great. It was very much just, not my cup of tea.
It was a really good movie.
But My Little Pony had more character building.
It was a really good movie, too.
It followed
My Little Pony was more character building, and Pacific Rim was more let's beat up monsters that are huge and look awesome.
But, I don't know. But My Little Pony I actually enjoyed more because it had hooks and whatnot. Of course, it had musical numbers, which weren't horrible, better than anything in Season 3.
Yeah, no, there were some really good songs.
But what we also wanted to go over with on this particular video is how we initially met. We tell a lot of people that we met through basically online dating sites, and the main one we went to was, of course, OkCupid. That's where I had found Rose. I'm not going to go into the big story of it whatnot, but I just want to pull up here. This was my OkCupid
I
say OkCupid profile all the time. OkCupid profile. I've actually saved and archived everything. But this was my thing here, blah 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 blah, all the things you put up there.
To show the screen rather than just.
Yes, it is recording us.
Both.
It is capturing both. I hope. I don't
And
have
then
it
you
as a lot.
change the settings. Yeah.
Yes. And then, of course, the We Just Want to Go show. This is mine. And then I basically came across hers a while back. And the cool thing about OkCupid is that it basically rates you on match, friend, and enemy over a bunch of questions that you answer.
We got
and
4 minutes.
Okay, we got 4 minutes. I'm getting to it.
Okay, it's just
Rushing me through it.
I'm not trying to rush you.
My
I'm just
producer
letting
here.
you know.
So this was her profile. In which case, after reading her profile, I realized she is very unique. She's very different. It's not the usual OkCupid profile of my kids are my life, or I like hiking and I like doing all this other stupid breeder stuff. Okay, you do like hiking.
Hiking is not stupid breeder stuff. Most stupid
Going
breeders
on
do
long
not go hiking.
going on long vacations strictly to just go hiking and stuff like that for me is just not my cup of tea.
That would be super fun, but guess what?
But yeah, this was her profile, and it was very much different than everybody else's. And of course, I came upon hers because I kept expanding the search range from like 5, 10, 15, up to 50, 75 miles. And that's how I found her out in Haines City. But this was, of course, her profile. You can, of course, pause it and read it if you like. But the cool thing about it is it also rates you on your questions. You can kind of see me. I was actually more confident, more aggressive, more independent, more experienced in sex, and more trusting than the average people on OkCupid. But of course, I was less compassionate, less artsy, less kind, worse mannered, etc. Which I thought was really cool that it basically mitigated all that data. And for you, you were more experienced in love, more geeky, more experienced in sense, more organized. You're, of course, worse mannered, less compassionate than most people, less spiritual, of course, because none of us are religious.
I'm not compassionate unless people are my friends.
And then, of course, here are the pictures that we showed, basically wanted this so we could see each other on OkCupid to try to entice each other. Or anybody, really. Of course, that's me. That's the drawing of me. This is me hanging out with friends at the beach. That was Bishop's party. Jeff, of course, Doug, and Matt. And these two, Matt really kind of basically introduced me to doing the online dating. So I kind of thank him for having us meet. And this was me at the AFO convention that you actually also attended that year.
Yeah, it was an artist alley.
Which we were thinking, I definitely went across her booth.
I probably saw
and we
you.
probably bumped into each other, but never really realized. And that was, of course, back in 2011.
Yeah.
And that, of course, was my main profile picture
That
from
was
Wendy's.
my favorite one.
And she likes that picture. That was part of the
that
things
picture.
that sold her for me. On her pictures, of course, I got to see that she had a sonic screwdriver. She was, of course, kind of geeky, kind of trendy. You were just basically taking a bunch of profile pictures, and of course, all your different hair types. You being a big Naruto fan, which is awesome because I love that you're in anime and you, of course, dress up in the cosplaying. You've probably seen pictures on our Facebooks of us doing the My Little Pony cosplaying. She, of course, does a lot of the Naruto cosplaying. That's just basically her throughout the different years. That's, of course, you and Oreo.
It's my parents' cat.
And then your bleach blonde hair. You at a Starbucks. You doing your Naruto cosplay and just all your different outfits. But these were the pictures that she chose to put on OkCupid.
Yeah.
To get people to like interested in it, to see what you were like. Which is funny because a lot of people do put pictures up and you're not too sure what they look like. They could be misrepresenting themselves. That's why I have these videos. So I actually linked you some of my videos so you could see how I talk, my mannerisms, and all that fun stuff. And kind of see that I wasn't just a big fat slob.
We got a minute and a half.
I'm going, lady. What we also wanted to do is share real quick some of those questions that we answered. In which case, this is a breakdown of our questions. Once again,
That's our compatibility.
97 match, 76 friend, 9% enemy. So there's a 9% chance that we would hate each other. And it's funny, sometimes we do have issues that we'll bring up, and it's not that big of a deal. But you can see right here, on most of the stuff, we matched great. Ethics, sex, lifestyle, dating, and other. The funny thing is, at a certain point when I was answering the questions, I no longer wanted to answer them because I was afraid it would add to our enemy score. So I was like, okay, I've answered 250 questions, I'm done. But we wanted to share real quick some of our choice questions. In which case, one of these was, which of the following best describes your typical demeanor? Me, of course, annoyed, the world sucks, that is my typical demeanor. You were like...
cheerful, I have a positive outlook.
Which is true. That's basically exactly...
Yeah, you're negative and I'm positive, and you're pessimistic.
That is true on all accounts.
Most of
the next one, if you had to pick one of the following types of people for a significant other, which would it be? I would, of course, like dark and mysterious. Rose would, of course, like...
a crazy and colorful person.
Which is
ironic.
ironic.
I thought it's funny because we're...
She is not dark and mysterious, and I am not crazy and colorful, so...
It's like the opposite.
That probably added to the friend and or enemy.
I just think it's funny.
How important is voting to you? It's not important to me at all. It is very important to you, so that was kind of two different sides.
Because that's the only way we get people in office that represent our thing.
Yes, timer, I'm hurrying up. Do you enjoy outdoor activities? I, of course, do not. You, of course, do. You love going outside. I love staying inside all weekend. It drives you crazy.
Yeah, it makes me crazy.
Are you a cat or dog person? Of course, I'm a cat. You're a dog, but that's mainly because...
I'm allergic to cats, unfortunately.
Are you an adventurous eater? You are.
Yeah, I like
I am not.
stuff.
But,
But you'll try things.
but I will try things. That's,
You will try things.
that's once again, this relationship, it's nice because both of us complement each other. One, she gets me out in the world, I keep her more grounded.
Yeah.
It's basically the gist of it.
Yeah.
The greatest motivation, mine of course is wealth, yours is expression. Date somebody that plays video games, which I think is really funny because you were playing video games earlier today. You probably played more video. You have played more video games this weekend than I have.
Probably, yeah.
Easily over
Yeah.
at my place. So we thought that was kind of cute. How long before you talk to someone online? Once again, a few days, a few weeks. That's pertinent to our thing. Should people with low IQs be allowed to reproduce? We're both very kind of anti-breed or
We're
anti-kids.
like, people with low IQ shouldn't be allowed to reproduce.
So that's kind of funny. Intellectual debates. Do you like to debate on topics of religion and philosophy? I love to argue. You put sometimes.
Which is funny because I tend to bring stuff up and argue about it more than you do, and you don't want to talk about it
Yes,
with me.
because you are more passionate. You are definitely
You're
more.
like, it's just no, it's too much work to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Usually.
And of course, the big
thought was
one: do
funny.
you Google someone before your first date? We both did extensive research on each other before
You
meeting
more
each other.
so than me.
Yes, because we both had a huge net presence.
Yeah, which I
Um,
thought was funny. Like normal people would think that was
That was creepy, and we keep explaining that to people.
And it's like, no, it's not. If I didn't want people to see this stuff, I would have made it private.
and that's the same thing with me with all my videos. I put them up there, so more or less it's like a personal resume for me, so you can
Yeah.
see who I am,
Which
and more or less also just to keep up on me. So I know I can't call or communicate with everybody directly, so I put these videos up so you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, Pacific Rim, and
Also, that way you don't have to recount the same story to everyone. What'd you do this weekend?
just check the thing.
Just look at my YouTube.
Another good thing is too, I've been keeping like these videos and whatnot. It lets me know what I've actually been doing each week. So I've been kind of keeping a relationship diary or journal, just knowing what we've done each weekend. Because for a solid year now, even a little bit more because of Portal, we've seen each other every single weekend. I've either gone
Yeah.
out to her
Yeah.
place or she's come out over here, but
We've
every
seen each
single
other
weekend.
every single weekend since we met.
Which is pretty much for me. It's a good feat, interesting feat, just because we live so far away. We live basically 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And it's just a
Interesting
lot
feat
of
for me
I'll-
because it's hard to get me to do one thing.
and it's a lot of scheduling too. A lot of
Yeah.
scheduling. But I just want to say that's kind of our anniversary weekend. We'll probably go out to dinner and hopefully not get a table because every time we've gone out recently, it's
booth!
always I'm always
Booth!
gonna
Do you
wanna get a
have
booth.
booths? No
Yes.
booths. We're leaving.
Yes. So as always, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope you're having a good summer and everything, and I will catch you next time.